What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Kinetik 615 back for the final Vikings watch along game of the season. We are going to be taking on the Green Bay Packers. I believe this game is in Minneapolis, is it not? I think so. But yeah, so it'll be an interesting game. Won't be all the starters from either team. It just is what it is in week 18 of the NFL season. But we're still going to have fun. We're still going to watch. We're still going to break it down. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. Getting everything set up. Sorry, guys, I was running a little bit late here. I'm just sharing the link out real quick. Sharing the link out real quick. Yeah, I woke up a little bit late, so I'm just running a bit behind today, guys. All right. So the game is getting ready to start. Got the skull chant going. All right, Packers and Minnesota Vikings. Rivalry game. JJ McCarthy's final game. Can we get Justin Jefferson his 1,000 yards? Let's end the season on a good note. Minnesota takes the punt. Is that Ty Felton on the return? Gets it almost to the 30-yard line. So Jordan Love is not playing. How's it going, Colton? Appreciate you stopping by, brother. Let me know what do you think is going to happen with this game, Packers and Vikings. Amanda, appreciate you. Vikings, what's the score prediction? Football Clips, appreciate you. Just a reminder, guys, I am live on both of channels right now. Kinetik 615, which is my personal sports channel, and then also over at the Gamer Sideline, which is a channel that I do with my buddy Lichimax, where we talk sports and gaming. So if you want to, go ahead and subscribe to both. But we are live on both of them. Oh yeah, Skull Vikings. Yeah, I do play video games. I've got my own gaming channel, Kinetik 615 Plays, where I do game streams. I do have a Twitch, but I don't. I'm not on it that often, but I probably will start back up here again soon. And then on the gamer sideline with my buddy Lichmax, we talk gaming. Wow, that's so you think it's going to be a high scoring game with the Vikings and Packers? You got 56 to 31 Vikings. That'll be interesting. I mean, especially because I think the Packers are. I think they're starting like a practice squad quarterback, Clayton Tune. There's a lot of guys that aren't playing. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We got recently signed Trayvon Diggs at corner playing for the Packers, so he'll be. I'm assuming he'll be covering Justin Jefferson all day. Think the Vikings will win? Yeah, I'm hoping so. I think so too, but I'm hoping so. I play so I mostly play on two platforms right now, on PC, on Steam, and on PS5. Um, just so you can see my I don't know if you can see the name. Hold on. Yeah, so right here, Kinetic 615. That's my handle on everything, from social media to gaming platforms, Steam, PS5. It's Kinetic 615 on X, on Discord. You guys can hit me up there if you want. I try to respond back. No, I don't play Roblox football clips. My daughter does, but I don't. 31 to 26 Packers. Okay. What? So football clips. Tell me in the comments. Tell me what is it that you think that is going to propel the Packers to a 31 point win over the Vikings with Clayton Tune as the quarterback. Jesus, JJ McCarthy just ran the ball and trucked a guy on the sideline. JJ McCarthy just trucked a defender on the sideline. 31-21 Vikings, all right. So here's the thing. I've got Madden 26 and like I can play you, but I'm not a big online like head-to-head player. I don't mind playing, but like I'm not that good at it. I With the football games, I'm much more about like sim and team building. Um, you know, I mean, we can play, but if you're really good at the game, you're just gonna like you're gonna smash me, and I'm not gonna be much of a game for you. Do a barrel roll. Their defense, okay. So like, how much? I didn't see the opening thing. How much of their defense is starting? I know Trayvon Diggs just signed; he's starting. What is Micah Parsons? No, Micah's out, right? Micah's out. So like, who all starting? There's a screen pass to Xavier Scott out of the backfield. Okay. I mean, that's fair. Hey, it might happen. We'll see. I mean, my guy JJ McCarthy's got a lot to prove, so we'll see. I know that I think Xavier Scott's going to be the running back for most of the day, but we've got our most of our starters as far as weapons. Our offensive line is not going to be great today, so you might be right. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm down to play a game, but I'm not. I don't want to like get on here and act like I'm some great player. I actually kind of suck at the game. Oh, the Vikings. Okay, I got you. There we go. Pass to Justin Jefferson. It's third and long, but it's not going to be enough for a first down. They're going to send out the field goal unit. JJ's a little upset because he drew that flag for unsportsmanlike conduct after that run. Micah Parsons is out. Yeah, man. I'm down to play. Like I said, I'm not. It's not that I don't want to play. Like I'll play. Um, I got a buddy of mine, my buddy Lichmax, that does the stuff on the gamer sideline with me. He's much more of the head to head player, and he's not like great at it or anything. He just enjoys it more than I do. But I mean, he's about the same skill level as I am. I know that he'd play you. In fact, he's got a group of people that they get together to play Ultimate Team and stuff. Um, I actually run a couple sim leagues online, like slow sim leagues, but we don't play the games. We just like build the team. I'm not going to give my phone number out on here, But you're more than welcome to send me a message on X or on Twitter or on Discord at Kinetik615, and happy to communicate with you there. We're on commercial now. Yeah, I mean, you can hit me up on Discord. You can hit me up on PlayStation. Yeah, I'm happy to respond and talk with you. But I don't really give my phone number out except for close friends and family. I had to learn that the hard way when I first started doing podcasting about a year and a half ago. Um, and I had a fan that started getting way too personal, way too quick. Started like trying to like search up my address and just got really weird about it. So I had to sort of pull back a little bit. So I'm sorry, I don't do that. PlayStation name. Yeah, I mean my PlayStation name is Kinetik615. Like you can see it on the screen right here in the bottom corner. You can literally find me on every platform there. So I mean, if you want to look me up at Kinetik615 on PS5, on X, on Twitter, on Discord, Instagram, whatever. I'm not really on Instagram very much, but like at Kinetik615 everywhere. So you guys are welcome to send me a friend request on there or game request. I don't have a ton of time to play games, but like I enjoy it when I can. So I'm happy to to have more people to game with. We got Will Reichert out for the kick. No, I'm sorry, football clips. I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't give my phone number out for anybody. Um, I've got a daughter I have to protect. I got an elderly mother that I take care of. I can't have people looking up my address and stuff because of my phone number. All right, yeah, that's cool. You said you sent it to me on uh, PS5. You sent me a friend request. Is that what you're saying? Comes out Clayton Tune. I don't know if I've ever seen Clayton Tune play. What do we know about Clayton Tune? Where did he play college ball at? Like I don't remember ever seeing Clayton Tune. All right, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'll check you after the stream. I don't know anything about Clayton Tune. Y'all know anything about Clayton Tune? Under center, single back, hands it off to the running back. He's met at the line. Wilson. Is that Emmanuel Wilson, I think is his name? The offensive players not expected to play. Jordan Love, Malik Willis, Josh Jacobs, Romeo Dubs, Jaden Reed, Zach Tom, Aaron Banks, Rasheed Walker, Christian Watson, Sean Ryan. Those are all inactive for the Packers. Got tune in shotgun, three receivers. Hands it to the running back up the middle, gets to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. It'll be third down. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'll get on immediately after the Vikings game, but when I get on, probably later this evening, I'll accept it. Yeah, that's cool. Football clips. I can't like I'll forget to send people friend requests, but like I said, you can look me up on Kinetik615. You can find me pretty much everywhere. Minnesota loading the lineup, blitzed by the Vikings, halfback screen, and it's inaccurate behind the receiver, and Tune goes 3 and out. Be 4th and 8, and the Packers will send out the punt team. Van Ginkel really threw off the trajectory of that pass. This might be Hitman Harrison Smith's final game. Hope he goes out on a high note. Punt is up. Bo Melton, he's the one that plays both ways, corner and wide receiver for the Packers, right? On commercial right now. Not impressed by Clayton Tune so far. Not really impressed by him. Like what I see from my buddy or from my guy JJ McCarthy, but that penalty shouldn't have been. Remember you. I remember your name from a recent stream, Wrestling Queen. But I don't remember anything beyond that. If I'm supposed to, if I'm messing up there, I apologize. But I have a horrible memory. I used to be like super heavy into like the gaming wrestling community. I still kind of keep up with it, but I'm not really that into it. Is that do I know you from there? Or? Coral, appreciate you stopping by. What do you think of the game so far? We've seen one drive from both teams. Now we got JJ McCarthy backed up to his own end zone. I formation. Aaron Jones in at tailback. Hands it to Jones, gets through the line, gets a first down. There's a flag at the end of the play. Yeah, so like I said, I remember your name from the recent live that I did for the Michigan game. But I don't. If I'm supposed to remember something beyond that, I don't. I apologize. Skull Vikings. That's right. Skull Vikings. Our guy JJ McCarthy need to end the season on a high note. Hands it to Jones. No, Jordan Mason. Hands it to Jordan Mason. Up the middle, maybe a gain of 1. Yes, Wrestling Queen. I am a Minnesota fan. I am a Michigan Wolverines and Minnesota Vikings fan. I am a huge JJ McCarthy fan. But yes, I am a fan of both teams. I know it's a little weird because like my college team is rivals with the Minnesota college team. And my pro team is rivals with the Detroit pro team. So it's funny because a lot of my Wolverines friends are Lions fans, and a lot of my Vikings friends are Gophers fans, and I'm like on the opposite end of both of those rivalries from them. So it's interesting, but it's fun. Nice sideline pass to Jordan Addison, both feet inbounds, caught, gain of 9, 3rd and 1. JJ in shotgun. We got Oliver in motion, 3 receivers, bunch tight left. Mason motions it, hands it to Mason on the comeback. Gets it to the first down line, maybe. Looks like it's short. 4th and 1. Are the Vikings going to go for it? All right, Wrestling Queen, that's cool. Appreciate you stopping in. I'll be here for the next 3 hours or so. So feel free to come back in at any time. And again, like I was saying earlier, you can find me on social media everywhere at Kinetik615. So feel free to shoot me a message on there if you want to chat. Um, but yeah, I am a Minnesota Vikings fan. I love the Vikings. I love my Wolverines. All right, looks like Minnesota's going to punt. They're not going to go for it on 4th and 1. Ryan Wright with the punt. Gets across midfield all the way down to the 20, no, the 29-yard line, 30-yard line. Clayton Tune with the Packers coming back out on offense. Y'all play fantasy football this year? How'd you do? How'd y'all do in your fantasy football leagues? I did not do great in my first fantasy football league in about 10, 12 years. I placed 5th in the league. What up, Ripstar? Second. That's cool. Did better than me. This year was my first year playing fantasy football in about 10 to 12 years. Um, Played in a casual league with a real life buddy of mine. Um, yeah, I came in 5th. That is false, Ripstar, but I'm glad you're confident in your team. Hitman Harrison Smith on the field. Gotta cherish every moment that we see in this game with Hitman Harrison Smith. Nice run there by the Packers. Harrison Smith, 14 NFL seasons, 29th pick in the 2012 draft, 207 career games. He needs one sack or interception to, I think it's an interception to join the like one of only like three players to ever have 40 interceptions and 20 sacks. Danny, who you talking about? You talking about the Vikings? That is false, Ripstar. But I'm like I said, I'm glad that you are confident in your team. Hand off by the by the Packers, gain of 1. All right, Danny. Listen, uh, I welcome fans of any fan base to come in here, but be respectful. We're not about to get on here and start calling people cheaters. Okay. I asked you to be respectful. All I ask is people be respectful, man. If you can't talk about football beyond screaming cheaters, then that's on you. It's a delusion and a mental illness. Nobody's salty. I'm just tired of the last 3 years of trying to talk to people that can't talk football beyond screaming about cheating, that they don't showing that they don't understand football. It's a mental illness that people use because they can't accept that their team lost to a better team. There we go. No, he didn't, Danny. JJ did not cheat. You're just delusional and sad that he spanked your team. Run for Ty Chandler there, gain of 1 maybe. Again, it's the only people that cry about cheating are people that don't know football and can't accept a loss. Just admit that JJ beat your team's ass and move on. JJ McCarthy to Justin Jefferson on the sideline, first down. You're good, Luna. Appreciate you stopping in, Luna. Some people on social media they can't act normal. They can't have actual sports conversations, Luna. All they can do is come in here and troll and scream about their own mental delusion because they can't accept their team loss. Yeah, the 2024 Bucks lost to Davis Warren, so JJ would murder that team. That was an offsides on the Packers. Are they not going to call that? No, that's fine, Luna. It's just delusional people. The 2024 Bucks lost to Sharon Moore and Davis Warren at home. 21-point favorites. Lost to a walk-on quarterback, cancer survivor, who threw for 62 yards, and then cried about it after the game because a flag hurt their feelings. JJ would have murdered that team. Yeah, see, and you can't accept that you lost, so you got to yell about cheating. It's a mental illness. Every game the Buckeyes lose, somebody cheated or they beat themselves. It's never that they lost to the better team. When they lost to Oregon, they said the same thing. When they lost to Indiana, they said the same thing. When they lose to Michigan, they say the same thing. They cry, they throw fits, they try to get laws passed to protect their sensitive ass team. JJ McCarthy spanked that ass 2 years in a row, and they can't handle it. You lost to the better team every loss that you've had in the last 5 years. You've lost to the better team. You're just too delusional to be able to accept it. Miami beat your asses. Indiana beat your asses. Michigan beat your asses. Oregon beat your asses. It's not my fault that you can't accept it. Nice run stuff by the Packers there on 3rd and short. What about last year? You lost to a cancer survivor, walk-on quarterback at home as 21-point favorites, and then cried about it after the game. Started a fight over a flag, and then tried to get a law passed to protect your sensitive ass team from flags. Oh, they did, Luna. They got absolutely spanked. Last year, after we won the national championship in 2023, the vast majority of our team went to the NFL. So we had a much depleted roster last year. We go on the road to their house to their number one team in the country. They're 21-point favorites to win the game. We had a quarterback who wasn't even on scholarship. He was a walk-on quarterback who had uh, fought and beat leukemia and went into their stadium in their home as 20 where they were 21-point favorites and whooped their ass. And he's in here trying to act like our championship winning quarterback would have lost to that team. Makes no sense. Then to make it worse, after the game, Michigan went to plant a flag at midfield because they won the game, and the Ohio State Buckeyes cried and whined and tried to start a fight afterwards that caused a brawl, and then afterwards tried to get a law passed in the state of Ohio that flags would planting a flag in a stadium would be a felony. Not in every football stadium in the state, not in even all the college football stadiums in the state, but specifically only that stadium because their team is such sensitive assholes that they can't accept that they lost, and they had to throw a fit and cry about a flag. And so that's why they scream about cheating, because they don't understand how football works. They don't understand how sign stealing is actually legal, and that they can't accept that they lost the game. It's a mental illness, mental delusion, because they believe that they are entitled to have the best team every year, and that anybody that beats them, it's a fluke, or they must have cheated. It's like this, like he's saying, "Oh well, Miami beat our asses." Okay, but their own players saying, "Well, we win that game 9 out of 10 times." No, you lost that game. They just can't accept that they lost. They think that they are so entitled to be the best team every year. They cannot accept a loss. It is a mental illness in the state of Ohio. All this talk about cheating, and there's only two teams in the conference that have vacated wins due to cheating, and that's Ohio State and Michigan State. Michigan has no vacated wins, so yeah, absolutely sore losers. Yeah, they're absolutely delusional. If you don't bow down and kiss the ring and agree that they are the best ever, then they whine and complain and cry cheating. In your own mind, sure. Again, you can't accept that you lost to a better team, and that's okay. That's your mental delusion, but own it. Don't try to put it on other people and project on other people. Well, if we're talking 50 years, why stop at 50? How about just use the entire history of the game and not have to create arbitrary timelines to fit your narrative? Because at no point in the history of the entire college football has Ohio State held a winning record against Michigan, had more Big Ten titles or more national championships. And on top of that, of Michigan's 12 national championships, all 12 of them are undefeated seasons where we won the conference, we beat our rivals, and we won the national championship. Only three of your 10 championships are undefeated seasons. So, and so yeah, so you can't actually have a football conversation. So you have to revert back to cheating, to quote my friend Isaiah Hole. No, you're not. A quick Google search for anybody in the chat can see what your team's actual record is against Michigan. At no point in the history of college football has Ohio State ever had a winning record against Michigan. Exactly, Luna. That's exactly it. It's exactly what it is. Yeah, simple Google. So quick Google search. I literally just typed what is Ohio State's win-loss record versus Michigan, and it's currently at Michigan 62 wins, Ohio State 52 wins, with 6 ties as of late 2025. No, it's not 62-50. It's 62 Michigan, 52 Ohio State. Sorry, truth hurts. Run by the Packers, gets back across the line, be third down. Hey, we found Waldo. There's two of them. Yeah, that's exactly it, Luna. They are. It's easier to claim cheating than to admit that they lost. When your whole fan base is so delusional that you're entitled to the point that you feel like you are owed the number one ranking in national championship every year, then you can't accept it when you lose. Yet they haven't won. They haven't won the conference, the Big Ten conference, in 5 years, 6 years, 5 years. Packers are going to send out the punt team. Hey, he still has fewer injuries than Drake May. Punt is up. Yes, Max. Football players play a tough game and they do get injured. Joe Burrow also missed his first season due to injury. Does that mean that he's a bust? No, it doesn't. No, he's not. Let's see. Quick Google search. Several NFL quarterbacks have missed significant time due to injury, but still achieved greatness. Most notably, Peyton Manning, who missed a full season in 2011 due to neck spinal surgery before winning a Super Bowl with Denver. Drew Brees, who overcame a severe shoulder injury in 2005 to lead the Saints to a Super Bowl win. Dan Marino returned from an Achilles tear to remain an elite passer. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger had notable injury histories, but still achieved legendary status. But I mean, if you don't know ball, you wouldn't realize that, hey, quarterbacks get hurt. What's Minnesota? What are you talking about, old Texas Tech, man? Speaking of Texas Tech, bro, what happened in the game? Was it Baron Morton just wasn't good, or was it a team thing? What happened? Speaking of Texas Tech, JJ McCarthy under center fakes the handoff, play action, steps up in the pocket, fires, and it's tipped off of the receiver's hands, incomplete. Ben Sims, the latest Vikings receiver to drop a pass that hits his hands. Madison in motion, JJ in shotgun, hands it off. Ty Chandler with a gain of 4. McCarthy in shotgun, 3 receivers, 1 tight end. Quick pass, left side to Jefferson, incomplete. It'll be 4th and 6. They'll send out the punt team. Wow. So you think it's really that deep, like a conspiracy type thing? That he really wanted his brother to advance in the playoffs? Isn't hold on. Isn't Texas Tech's head coach like he hasn't been there that long, right? Like he's a former high school coach. Jumped from was it high school or D2 up to Texas Tech? Oh wait, you're saying the OC, not the head coach. Okay, the OC. I misread that wrong. Okay. So the OC. Okay, so like is that something is that just a personal opinion that you have? Or is that like a pervading theory within the Texas Tech fan base? Like is he still on the team, the OC? Okay, that's what it was. High school to Baylor and then to Texas Tech. Okay. So but I misread that. You weren't talking about McGuire, you're talking about the OC. Okay, I got you. That's crazy, man. Because like I was so high on Texas Tech. Now, I'm not gonna lie and say like I picked them to beat Oregon. I did not, but I didn't expect them to get shut out like that. Like I was pretty high on Texas Tech throughout the season. Clayton Tune in shotgun type formation, three receivers, blitz for Minnesota, gets it off over the middle. It hits the receiver in the hands, Matthew Golden, but he drops it. We got an injury to Isaiah Rogers. I hope not. Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I mean I'm not saying that you should abandon your team or nothing. So is Baron Morton the guy? Because like he looked good all season, but then didn't really do anything in the game, or like I've seen some takes where fans have said that the entire team was good except for but Baron Morton was like the worst player on the team. So is that just frustration? Is that like do people think he's not a good quarterback? What do you want? What do you want your team to do in the transfer portal? Do you want to get a new quarterback? What's it looking like for you guys going into next year? I love watching Brian Flores' defense. I hope he stays in Minnesota this year. Tune with the pitch. Wilson around the edge, up the sideline, gain of about 5. What are you talking about, Ripstar? Tune under center, 3 receivers, 2 left, 1 right. Hands it off, running back cuts up the middle, gain of 2, maybe 3. I don't know what you're talking about, Ripstar. Who? I don't know who you're talking about. It looks like Bo Melton might be injured. So okay, so you think Sam Levitt's going there? Because like I've heard so many different uh, I've heard Texas Tech, I've heard Kentucky, I've heard LSU, I've heard Oregon for Sam Levitt. So like, do you have like what are you hearing on that? And 31 David Bailey. I got to remind myself who that is. Oh, that's that linebacker. Okay, I got you. I mean, so like okay, I'll be honest. Like I've only really watched like clips and some of the games with for Texas Tech. Like what I've seen, I really like, but I haven't sat down and watched like an entire game. Um, but I do think that like I mean, what I'm seeing on Bailey right now, he looks good. Is he coming back? Hit the floor for Dante Moore. What are you talking about? Shout out Keegan in the chat. What are you talking about? I think Dante's going to go to the NFL draft. I thought he was going to go back to Oregon earlier in the season, but I think he's going to the draft now. I personally would take him over Mendoza. Then again, it looks like if he goes to the draft, he would probably get drafted by the Browns. So uh, in that case, he might stay in college. Half of the mock drafts that I've seen have Dante Moore going to the Raiders, and half of them have him going to the Browns. You know how I feel about tanking. I think Sorsby's going to LSU. Okay, I can see that. I I thought the LSU was going to wait and see if Trinidad Chambliss got his medical red shirt because I can't imagine that Lane wouldn't take Chambliss there. Nice throw to Oliver from JJ McCarthy up the sideline for a first down. Nice catch there by Justin Jefferson across midfield. And Justin Jefferson gets 1,000 yards. Sixth season in a row. Only him and Mike Evans have 1,000 yards in the first 6 seasons every year. Well, him and Randy Moss. So Randy Moss, Mike Evans, Justin Jefferson. Yeah, I don't like the Jeremiah Love to Minnesota thing, Keegan. Nice bullet over the middle to Jalen Naylor from JJ. I don't like Love to Minnesota. Like I get it. He's an electric running back, but like we need a corner. We need a corner. The worst position group on the team is cornerback. And there are two really good cornerbacks in the first round in Mansour Delane and Avion Terrell. I would rather take one of them over a running back in the first round. Um, and then on top of that, I don't trust Kevin O'Connell to utilize a running back effectively enough to warrant a first down pick. Yeah, it might be Texas Tech. I don't know much about Sorsby. I don't know. I just thought that I thought Lane was going to try to get Chambliss to transfer because he's trying to get a medical red shirt. JJ fires, throws it out of bounds, incomplete. I think that the because of where they're picking, I think that they're depending on if cornerbacks go early, and assuming that they both declare, I would say Colton Hood to the Lions if they're going to go cornerback, and I think he fits their scheme really well. Quick pass by JJ Jalen Naylor on 3rd and long, and he's going to be just short. Going to be 4th down and less than a yard. Offense is staying on the field. Vikings are going to go for it. QB sneak. It looks like they got it. First down, Vikings. Yeah, he got drafted day 2 or 3 last year. Jadon Blue. Is he really going to challenge the first down? Come on, that's retarded. Potentially, yes, Keegan. And of course, they tell him like your challenge was stupid. It was a first down, and Green Bay loses a timeout on the stupid challenge. Dummy Lafleur. JJ under center. Two receivers right, one left. Jefferson in motion. Fakes the handoff, fakes the end around. No, he hands it to Jordan Mason. Mason up the middle, cuts to the right side, gets around the edge, tackled just across the first down line. Every 1st and 10, Vikings. First and goal now, Vikings. Addison in motion, fakes the handoff, play action, rolling out, fires into the back end of the end zone, overthrows Jordan Addison. It'll be 2nd and goal. JJ under center now. Oliver in motion. Play action. Quick dump off pass underneath, and it's incomplete to Ty Chandler. 3rd and goal, Vikings. Drops back to throw, steps up into the pocket, into the hit, back corner of the end zone. Jefferson, but it's incomplete. Be 4th and goal. Kicker's going to come out, kick the field goal. I'll be honest with you, Texas Tech. Like I sort of pay attention to college basketball. I've seen that headline, but I really don't know too much about it. This very much feels like an exhibition game. Kind of feels like a preseason game. No, it'll be interesting to see though. I mean, is she in the 26 class? Can't help but be a fan of CJ Ham, man. He's overall good dude. Nice play by the defense. The running back getting away from him. Van Ginkel, he's got him all the way back to his end zone. And Eric Wilson tackles him at the 3-yard line. Huge loss by the Packers. Minus 19 yards on a run play by the Packers. Excessive penetration. Looked like he had him wrapped up just behind the line of scrimmage. He pulls away from it, scrambles backwards to one side, losing yardage the whole way, all the way back to the 3, and gets tackled. And then just gains 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd down. Okay. For my Michigan fans in the chat, according to Pete Thamel, 7 minutes ago on X, Boise State co-defensive coordinator Tyler Stockton has accepted a job at Michigan as the school's safeties coach. He's previously been the defensive coordinator at Ball State and Western Illinois. Coach safeties at Boise State, where he's coached the last 2 years. A lot of smoke that Michigan might be getting a flip for Salisi Moa, who would be a two-way player for Michigan, and potentially offensive lineman Kelvin Obot. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of smoke. I don't know if there's any fire to it. Third and 24 for the Packers. Backs up into his own end zone, scrambling, and just throws it away incomplete. It'll be 4th and 24, and the Packers will punt out of their own end zone. The punt is up. Gets across the 50, caught at the 40, fair catch. JJ in shotgun now, 4 receivers. Jefferson in motion into the backfield. Fakes the handoff. Swing pass to Jefferson. They might call that a backwards pass, so it might count as a rush for Jefferson. Drops back to throw. Under pressure. Hit as he throws from behind, but he still connects with Oliver for the first down. Blindsided by the defender as he was throwing. And now Oliver's hobbling off the field. Drops back to throw. Fires, dumps it off to the running back. Ty Chandler gets it back to the line, stumbles after the catch, and just had to get it back to the line to not lose yardage. It's going to be 2nd and 8. Receiver in motion. JJ in shotgun takes a snap. Blitz by the Packers. Pass is tipped at the line. Incomplete. Katan Oladapo with the SWAT at the line. It's going to be 3rd and long. 8 yards to go for the first down. 3 receivers. McCarthy with the snap in shotgun. Drops back. Laser over the center. Caught by Jalen Naylor. First down across the 20. 1st and 10 Vikings, and they're going to hurry back to the line. 46 seconds left on the clock. 1st and 10. And it's going to be a timeout for the Vikings. Takes a snap, throws it to the back corner of the end zone, overthrow Jordan Addison. Incomplete. 42 seconds left on the clock. 2nd and 10. JJ in shotgun. Jefferson in motion, left to right. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, scrambles out of the pocket, away from the pressure, fires down the field. Caught. Great pass there to Sims. Out of bounds. It was at the 1 or 2. Great throw on the run by JJ McCarthy. And it looks like that was at the 3. He stepped out at the 3. Ben Sims with a nice sideline grab. JJ putting the ball where only his receiver could get it. Madison in motion, hands it off to Chandler. Chandler up the middle, gets it to the 1. Clock still running. 1st and goal at the 1. 25 seconds on the clock. And Vikings take a timeout. It's going to be from just inside the 2 yard line. Second and goal with 25 seconds left on the clock. Minnesota has one timeout left. That play clock is counting down quick as hell. I formation wing, two tight ends. Jefferson out wide left. Tight end in motion. Fakes the pitch, hands it to CJ Ham, the fullback for the uh fullback dive there. Touchdown, CJ Ham. Let's go, Vikings. Skull. Kick is up by Reichard. Extra point good. Minnesota takes a 13-0 lead over the Packers. Packers take an ego to halftime. All right, we're at halftime. Sound off in the comments. Who's still here? Keegan, you here? Ripstar, what do you guys in the comments? What are you guys doing? Keegan, you want to do a mock draft with me for the Lions and the Vikings? We're at halftime, so we got to do something. Well, yeah, I mean, you don't have to jump up on stage, but in the chat, like you'll make the picks for the Lions. How's that sound? You want to make the picks for the Lions? That's fine. It's all for fun, brother. All right, so let's see what happens. Okay, so let's look at who all got picked before it got to your pick. So Fernando Mendoza goes 1 overall to the Raiders. Caleb Downs goes number 2 to the Giants. Arvell Reese, number 3 to the Jets. Reuben Bain Jr., number 4 to the Titans. Jeremiah Love to number 5 to the Cardinals. Dante Moore, number 6 to the Browns. What did I say earlier? Going to the Browns. Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, going to number 7 to the Commanders. David Bailey from Texas Tech going to the Saints. Shout out to Texas Tech in the chat. David Bailey in this mock draft going number 8. Peter Woods, number 9 to the Chiefs. Makai Lemon out of USC going number 10 to the Bengals. Jermod McCoy, cornerback out of Tennessee, going to the Dolphins. Carnell Tate, wide receiver out of Ohio State, going to the Rams. Keldrick Falk, edge out of Auburn, going to the Buccaneers. And then Sonny Styles, linebacker from Ohio State, going to the Cowboys. So Keegan, according to PFF, you're at pick number 15. Your major needs are center, tackle, defensive interior, and cornerback. And then we've got if you want Delane, okay, you got Delane. I hate you because that's my guy. All right, since you took Delane, I'm going to go with the next corner on the board. I'm going to go with Avion Terrell. All right, now you're on the clock. Pick 47. So you got a corner. It still says you need a center, tackle, and defensive tackle. So let's see. Is there anyone here that you like? We got Jennings Dunker and Caleb Tiernan at tackle. Defensive tackle Lee Hunter out of Texas Tech. Dante Claiborne out of Cincinnati. Connor Liu out of Auburn, although I don't know if he plays center. Dom Orange out of Big Citrus out of Iowa State. Austin Serville, the tackle from Ohio State. Let's see. The next center is Jake Slaughter out of Florida. His average draft position is 64, but you don't have another pick before 64. So if you wanted a center, you'd have to reach a little bit, but he's the next guy, and you wouldn't be able to wait on him. Offensive tackle, okay. So there's a couple at the top. Jennings Dunker out of Iowa. Caleb Tiernan out of Northwestern. And then Austin Serville out of Ohio State. So if we look at their grades, Jennings Dunker from Iowa, 6'5", 315, and has an 80.9 run block grade, a 75.6 pass block grade. Caleb Tiernan. So I personally like Tiernan better. So here, let me ask you this. 2 tackles, would you prefer the better pass protector or the better run protector? Let's see. Okay, so Dunker took all of his snaps at right tackle. Kiernan took all of his snaps at left tackle. And then if we look at Saraveld, he took all of his snaps at left tackle as well. So again, it comes down to, do you want the, so I would say Saraveld or Tiernan. Would you prefer the better run blocker or the better pass blocker? If you want a left tackle, it'll be one of those two. One is slightly better at run blocking, the other slightly better at pass blocking by their PFF grades. Pass block? Okay, that's going to be Tiernan then. So we're going to go with Caleb Tiernan out of Northwestern. All right, and then the Vikings. Damn, the Ravens took AJ Halsey. That was my pick. Getting sniped in both rounds. All right, in that case, I'm going to take safety Dylan Thieneman from Oregon. All right, now I'm on the clock again, first in the third round, pick 81. All right, let's see. Jake Slaughter. God, they keep taking my picks right before I go to pick. Not cool. Not cool. Okay, let's see. All right, so let me look at wide receiver, tight end, running back, O-line. No, not safety. Defensive interior and linebacker. I think I'm going to go with the tight end here. I'm going to go with Max Clare out of Ohio State. All right, Vikings are on up again at pick 97. Let's see. I don't need tight end now. What's it look like at running back? Could take Nick Singleton. I don't think Justice Haynes is coming out, so I'm not going to pick him. Yeah, I'm gonna go Nick Singleton here. All right, Lions are on the clock. Round 4, pick 115. You've got a tackle. You've got a cornerback. According to PFF, your needs now are center and defensive interior. Do you want to go with one of those or look at something else? Defensive line. Okay. Let's see. So right off the top, Skylar Gill Howard out of Texas Tech, Albert Regis out of Texas A&M, Tim Keenan the third out of Alabama. Those are the three highest. We are in round 4 at pick 115. The next guy would be a reach of about 40 picks. You want to go with one of those three at the top, or you want to look at someone else? You could potentially wait until, so you've got your next picks are 154 and 193. Rayshon Benny is an average draft position of 219.9. So we can go with Skylar here if you want, or we can go a different position, and you can try to see if Rayshon Benny will fall to you at 154, 193, or 205, which are your next 3 picks. All are underneath his average draft position. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to be there, but it's a good, potentially good bet. So you want to go with Skylar, or you want to look somewhere else? Depends on how good you think Rayshon Benny might be at the next level. Skylar? Okay. Skylar Gill Howard it is. All right. So for me, we've gotten corner, safety, tight end, and running back. I have not gone offensive line yet. I have not gotten a wide receiver. I still need defensive interior and linebacker as well, and potentially another corner. Hmm. I'm going to go with DJ Campbell out of Texas. All right, Lions pick 154. So to recap, you've got a corner, an offensive tackle, and a defensive tackle. This says you still need a center. Um, do you think center is your biggest need, or do you need here's your guy, Pat Coogan, if you want to grab him. There's also Armaj Reed Adams if you want to guard, or if there's another position you want to look at, let me know. Coogan? All right, you got him. Pat Coogan. All right, now we're up. Let's see. I don't think I'm gonna overthink this too much. I'm gonna go with Harold Perkins, linebacker out of LSU. And then I'm on the clock again. And I'm gonna go center Logan Jones. And I'm on the clock again at 173. Let's go. Let me see. I don't know if is Coleman coming out. Is Coleman coming out this year? I don't know. All right, I'm gonna go with Chase Roberts out of BYU. Yeah, he transferred. Did he commit somewhere? All right, Lions are on the clock. Round 6, pick 193. What are you thinking? Oh wait, hold on. The game's back on. Let's pause the draft until the next break. Wait, what did I do? Oh, okay, there we go. All right, 2 and under center, 2nd and 8 Packers. Pitches it to the running back, runs up the middle, first down across the 40. Did he commit, Keegan? Did Cam Coleman commit? Nick Marsh is committed to Indiana. Keegan. Nick Marsh from Michigan State committed to Indiana. Yeah, Cam Coleman would be nice. I like Cam Coleman. I did a podcast with Really Flawed prior to the season about Michigan, and she asked me if I could take one player in college football and transplant him onto my team at Michigan. Who would it be? And I said Cam Coleman. 13-0 Vikings still in the lead. Yeah, I know. I posted that into Maze Madman's Discord right after we announced the hire. Ty Benefield, I think his son, who's a safety at Boise State, went into the portal. All right, so Lions on the clock. You've gotten all your major needs: center, defensive tackle, offensive tackle, corner. What are you looking at now? You've got 4 picks left. What do you want to see? You want to take just best players available here at the top of the board. You want to look at a quarterback, backup quarterback. You want to go with Diego Pavia? You want Diego Pavia, Jalen Daniels? You want tackle Cage Casey? You want Pavia? All right, I like that. All right, I've got back-to-back picks here. I've gone corner, safety, tight end, running back, guard, linebacker, center, and wide receiver. Um, let's see. I think that I might. CJ Ham is retiring. Maybe I go fullback here. Maybe not yet. I'm going to go Cage Casey, offensive tackle. And then with the next pick, I'm going to go Jermaine Matthews, corner out of Ohio State. And I'm up again, pick 203. Fuck it. I'm going to go fullback because no, I can't. I don't have a defensive tackle, do I? All right, you know what? I'm going Rayshon Benny. Lions on the clock. You got 3 picks left. What do you want here? Oh, wait, sorry, hold on. The game's back on. Max Brosmer in under center now. First down run by Mason. Brosmer in shotgun. Fires right. Caught. Justin Jefferson on the sideline. Just shy of a first down. Under center now. I formation. Addison in motion. Brosmer with the snap. Hands it off. Mason could have just run it straight up, but tried to cut to the side. No gain. JJ does have a fracture in his throwing hand. They may have pulled him out just to make sure he doesn't aggravate that fracture anymore. Brosmer in shotgun. Jefferson in motion. Drops back to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Escapes the sack. Gets back to the line. No gain on the play. Packers fair catch the punt. All right, mock draft back on. All right, Keegan, what are we looking at? You got a quarterback. We got all your needs. You want to go with Marlon Klein at tight end. You want another receiver, Caleb Douglas, Noah Thomas. Another running back. You want linebacker, Aiden Fisher out of Indiana. Jam Miller, the running back from Alabama. You want another D lineman with Zane Durant out of Penn State. Offensive lineman, Fa'alili Fa'amo from Wake Forest. You want Ethan Onianwa, guard out of Ohio State. Tight end, John Michael Gillenborg. What are you thinking, brother? Got an edge rusher and Patrick Payton. Safety. You want Klein? All right, let's go with Klein. Marlon Klein to the Lions. All right, Lions are back up again. Your pick here. So you got a tight end. You want an edge rusher and Patrick Payton? Are you happy with your edge rushers? You want to go safety? Peyton Bowen out of Oklahoma. Trevor Pena if you want a wide receiver. You want another offensive lineman, Demetrius Crownover or Connor Tollerson. Defensive interior, James Smith. Iowa safety, Xavier and Wonkpa. Safety? Okay, let's look at safeties. Let's see. Okay, so Peyton Bowen out of Oklahoma, VJ Payne out of Kansas State, Xavier and Wonkpa out of Iowa, Austin Brown, Wisconsin, Nakai Martinez, Michigan State, Jalen Husky, Maryland, Ahmad Moses, SMU, Gunnar Maldonado, Kansas State. The only ones I know of are Bowen and Wonkpa. Peyton Bowen. All right, that's what we got. All right, for the Vikings, I'm going to go fullback because CJ Ham might be retiring. I'm going to take the Navy fullback, Eli Heidenreich. Detroit Lions, final pick. Oh, wait, the game's back on. Let's minimize this. Yeah, according to Bryce Marich, might be worth monitoring, especially since Michigan just hired his position coach Tyler Stockton from Boise State. Ty Benefield sits as the number 31 overall player and number 2 safety in the transfer portal, according to 247. He entered the transfer portal immediately after Michigan hired his safeties coach. Two and under center, 2 tight ends on the line, 2 receivers left. Pitches it to the running back. Running back up the middle, splits the line, gets it to the 32-yard line. Tune in pistol now. Receiver in motion. Hands it to the running back. Running back up the middle, cuts left, gets across the first down. Taken down at the 42-yard line. Gain of 8 for the Packers. Just showed Riley Leonard running a ball in. His style is so weird. He's such a weirdo, dude. Pitch to the running back, runs up the middle, met just past the line by the Vikings. Hargrave takes him down. Hands it off again up the middle. Crashes into the lineman. Gets across the first down line, tackled at midfield. Three receivers bunch tight right, one left. Tune under center, single back. Receiver goes in motion. Fakes the handoff, stumbles in the play action, keeps it, tries to run, scramble back to the line of scrimmage, steps out right at the line. Should be no gain, no loss on the play. Clayton Tune's not a bad backup. He's a solid backup, I'd say. I didn't know anything about him before today's game. Pitches it to the running back, runs right, gets caught by Van Ginkel. Receiver in motion, empty backfield for Tune. Drops back to throw, blitz by Minnesota, and he's caught. Sack by Theo Jackson. It'll be 4th down Packers. Brian Flores draws up the blitz at the right time, and it gets home. Sorry, guys. Back's just a little bit uncomfortable right now. Speaking of which, guys, if you get a chance, check out the GoFundMe link. It's in the video description, and actually, I'll put up a QR code for anybody that wants to help out, is able to give, even if it's just a couple of dollars. I've got my arbitration date. I just have to get there. It's going to be late March. So any assistance is appreciated. Looks like JJ might be done for the day. All right, Keegan, your final pick, 255. Who you want to take a flyer on with your final pick? You don't want to go quarterback, so we got cornerback Daniel Harris out of Georgia, linebacker Eric Gentry, USC, center Bryce Foster out of Kansas, running back Bryson Washington out of Baylor, Virginia Tech edge rusher Ben Bell, Michigan cornerback Jair Hill, although I don't think he's coming out, Noah Whittington, running back out of Oregon, Princewell Uman out of Mississippi, edge rusher, Davion Carter, guard out of Texas Tech, tight end Jack Velling out of Michigan State, center Luke Pettibon out of Florida State, Baron Morton, quarterback Texas Tech, Squirrel White, wide receiver out of Florida State, running back. Okay, let's see. Running back. All right, so Bryson Washington, Baylor, Noah Whittington, Oregon, Mel Brown, Connecticut, C.J. Donaldson out of Ohio State, Logan Diggs, Ole Miss, Al-J. Henderson out of Buffalo, Devin Mockabee from Purdue, I like him. Roydell Williams, Florida State, I like him. Angel Johnson out of Washington State, Davon Booth, Mississippi State, Kentrell Bullock, South Alabama. Top running back, that would be Bryson Washington. I don't know. I actually think Noah Whittington's better. Their both average draft position is 231. I like Noah Whittington better. I think he's got better PFF grades. So I'm going to give you Noah Whittington out of running back, or out of Oregon. I like him more. All right, so PFF's biggest knock on you was that they think you should have taken Jennings Dunker instead of Caleb Tiernan, and I disagree with that. They gave you a B+ for your mock draft. I didn't mean to download that. Oops, clicked the wrong thing. For mine, they gave me. Well, hold on. They said I should have drafted Anthony Hill Jr. instead of Dylan Thieneman. I disagree with that. They gave me a B. I'll tag you in it on X. I'll post both pictures and tag you in it. Yeah, they didn't like Pavia. I don't care, man. Pavia. No, they gave you a B plus for Pavia. They gave you a B plus for Pavia in round 6. And I don't care what it says, bro. Pavia with Dan Campbell. Oh, got Costello late, yeah. Or Castellanos. Yeah. I don't know. I like Diego Pavia with Dan Campbell. Oh, they didn't like Coogan? Is that who they didn't like? Yeah, they didn't like Coogan. Interesting. I wonder why they didn't like Coogan. They said you needed a center. Pat Coogan was the top rated center. That's interesting. What'd they give me for Logan Jones? They gave me a B for Logan Jones. The one they didn't like the most for me was DJ Campbell and Rayshon Benny. Jalen Naylor in motion. Brosmer play action. Fires right. Caught by Jefferson. Breaks one tackle. Taking 3 guys to take him down. Taken out. Finally. It's going to be a first down Vikings. Under center, I formation, CJ Ham in the backfield, 2 receivers. Hands it to the running back, Ty Chandler, through the line, still going, across the 45. Deep pass by Brosmer, and it's dropped by Felton. There's a flag. Pass interference? Illegal contact declined. Defensive pass interference. First down. There we go. Quick pass from Brosmer over the middle, and it's dropped by Felton. Offsides, Packers. Justin Jefferson, man, he's great. Fakes the handoff, play action, pass to the running back. Xavier Scott out of the backfield, caught. Nice gain. First down, first and goal. Well, hold on. Hold on a second. You took a tackle first. You took Caleb. Oh, you talking about in first round? And you talking about in the first round, Keegan? Yeah, you were too worried about sniping me on my Mansour Delane pick because you knew that's who I wanted. Asshole. It's all right though. I think you had a good a good draft class, bro. I mean, Mansour Delane's a fucking A+ pick, dude. And Caleb Tiernan in second round, I think, is a good tackle. PFF actually liked the Marlon Klein pick too. That's cool. Bumble. That's an error by Brosmer. Yeah, I don't disagree. Marlon Klein's got the speed if he can develop the football skills. I don't hate this draft that I did. It's a little bit different. It's a bunch of players I haven't taken in previous drafts, but I actually kind of like it. That's interesting. Caden Green just announced he's going to be returning to college. Oh wow, Mylan Graham entered the transfer portal. Emmanuel Wilson with a nice run. This game really feels like a preseason game, guys. It really does. Out of the playoffs? Is that what you're asking? No, they're in the playoffs. That's why they're sitting all their starters. Hand off to Jordan Mason, runs through the line, still going. Jesus, nice run by Jordan Mason. And we've got a shaken up Packer Bullock, it looked like. Yeah, the Packers have locked up, clinched up wild card berth. I'm pretty sure the Bears are sitting everyone. I mean, they've already clinched the division, so they can't. Even if they lose, they still win the division. Just a reminder, guys, we are live on Kinetik 615 and the Gamer Sideline. Make sure to subscribe to each channel, like the video, check out the GoFundMe link in the QR code. It's also in the video description and pinned at the top of my X profile. To trade up in the draft. It's hard to say until I see the final draft order. Nice run by Jordan Mason around the left side. Stiff arms and a guy. Nice run by Jordan Mason. Let's see. Let me look at the current draft order. If the draft was today, so if it ended today with the current, see, I think the Jets go quarterback, and so I could see them trading one spot up so that nobody else can jump them to get more for or Mendoza. I could see the Browns trading up for a quarterback. If the Saints aren't sold on Shuck, maybe they could. I don't think anybody else trades up. I would have said the Raiders, but the Raiders are currently projected to get the number one pick. I mean, I'm sure there'll be trades that I'm not seeing, but me either. I think Dante's QB1, but it is what it is. Nice catch by CJ Ham. First down. I love CJ Ham, man. First Vikings trading card that I got was CJ Ham. The hamster. Rosemer hands off to, is that Chandler, I think? Yeah, Chandler. Gets it back to the line, second down. Man, I really hope we retain Brian Flores as defensive coordinator. He's so good, bro. Fred Jackson is being retained as a senior analyst and running back assistant coach at Michigan. Fred Jackson has worked under 7 head coaches at Michigan. He coached under Gary Muller, Lloyd Carr, Rich Rod, Brady Hoke, Jim Harbaugh, Sharon Moore, and now Kyle Whittingham, entering his 28th season at University of Michigan. Rosemer and shotgun, tight formation, 3 receivers, bunch right, drops back to throw, fires right, tipped off of the receiver's hands, incomplete. 3rd and 10. Alonzo Barnett has signed with UCF. Rosemer and shotgun, drops back, quick dump off pass to Ty Chandler, and he's met in the backfield for a loss. It'll be 4th down. Field goal is good. Minnesota goes up 16-0. Bro, they are killing Max Brosmer for that fumble. Four minutes left on the clock. Packers back to return. I mean, kinda. I don't want my team to lose at all. Fuck draft position. I want Minnesota to win every game possible. I don't care if we're 1-15. I want us to win the next game. Wilson returns the punt, or the kickoff, excuse me. Yeah, I mean they dominate the portal because they can get they don't really do a whole lot of high school recruiting. So they're saving all their NIL for the portal and they're going after production over potential. Michigan can't do that because of admissions. We can't get the upperclassmen that have produced at other schools. Interception by Harrison Smith, and he gets his 40th career interception. Standing ovation for Harrison Smith. Fake Tune fakes the pitch, rolls out, dumps it off to Golden, gets the first down. Let me know in the chat. Do you think this is Harrison Smith's last game, or you think he comes back next season? Oh yeah, that you talking about the first drive, Keegan? Bruh, JJ was a monster that first drive. Pitched by Tune, running back gets a decent game. I mean, it's what I've tried to tell you, Keegan. Like, Michigan cannot live in the portal, even if we still had the same coaching staff. Like, Michigan cannot live in the portal. Admissions will not allow it. The transfer of credits is a hurdle that just hamstrings Michigan in the portal. We have to recruit well at the high school level. We have to develop players from high school, and we have to retain them. That's the only path for Michigan. Michigan cannot live in the portal. They cannot do what Signetti does in Indiana or what Kiffin does or what Deion Sanders does. They just can't do it. It's not. It doesn't work for Michigan. That's why I've pushed back on all the people saying that Michigan needed to hire Signetti. It doesn't work at Michigan. Nine-yard run by the Packers, tackled by Ivan Pace Jr. Tune with the handoff. Runs up the center, cuts back right, tries to get through the line, gets just across the line of scrimmage. Gain of one, maybe two. It's going to be third and goal. No, third and six, sorry. Not quite third and goal. What a send off for Harrison Smith and CJ Ham. They may or may not come back, but to call a timeout to honor Harrison Smith, to use your timeout to get Harrison Smith a standing ovation. Multiple former Vikings players are in attendance with Harrison Smith jerseys on to honor him. He got a standing ovation. Fans chanting his name. Like, props to Kevin O'Connell for setting that up for Harrison Smith. Props to him for that. As much as I've ripped Kevin O'Connell for his play calling and stuff this season, major respect to him for the way he just did that for Harrison Smith. CJ Ham got a similar send off from the teammates and fans just a moment ago. 22 seconds left in the game. Fourth down, they're going to go for it, and they get stopped. That's going to be game. Wow. How petty how petty is that, dude? What? Matt LaFleur could have just let the time run out, calls a timeout with 1 second left on the clock to send out a kicker for a meaningless field goal kick. What? Yeah, congrats on your 3 points. You lost by 13 instead of 16. Pettiness, dude. All right, so the Vikings win 16-13 over the Packers. They finish the season 9-8. JJ McCarthy finishes with a 6-4 record as a starting quarterback this season, and we head into the offseason. Biggest question now for the Vikings, in my opinion, is whether or not we're going to be able to keep Brian Flores. I sincerely hope we do, but we'll see what happens. All right, guys, that's going to be the show for today. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Again, we are live both on Kinetik 615 and the Gamer Sideline. Check out both channels. Follow me everywhere on social media at Kinetik 615. Check out the GoFundMe link at the QR code here. It's also pinned at the top of my X profile. Please consider helping if you're able to. I'm in serious need of help for the next couple of months. Happy to answer any questions anyone has about it. But yeah, as always, guys, just, be kind to everyone, to other people, man. Enjoy sports, enjoy the rivalries, but don't be nasty about it. Be respectful. And as always, for me, guys, it's Skull Vikes and Go Blue.
Like a dog in the street.
From joystick dreams to Friday night lights, it's controllers and cleats under podcast mics with Life Max driving deep like he's throwing a bomb, and Kinetik calling audible, staying calm in the storm. From the field to the sticks, yeah, we bring the heat. With Kinetik and Leash Max, never miss a beat. When the final whistle blows or the credits roll, we're signing off strong, that's how gamers take control. Catch us on the sideline, where legends chill, where the playbooks flip and the passion's real. If you heard the takes, then you know the drill. Till next time, fam, keep it clutch, keep it skill. From the field to the sticks, yeah, we bring the heat. With Kinetik and Lich Max, never miss a beat. When the headset's off and the lights go low, we'll be back next game, y'all already know. We out.